Good morning, everybody. It is November 16, just shy of 11 o'clock. I swung by Home Depot today and got my next set of the trim that's going to be going around the window, parts of it. Again, I just get what's the minimum. I had to get 3 of these, so no discount, but I was able to get 10 8-footers to save about $3 a board. And I'm going to go ahead and grab these and try to do the corners that I painted yesterday, those pieces I painted yesterday. Grab the tractor, go down to the shed and get some tools and things that I need. So let's hope this is a productive day. I will again try to do the same method I did yesterday, where I maybe pull out some stuff and paint it and let it dry while I'm putting something else up. And I got Roger's table saw, so I can do some precision cutting for the spots that are between the 2 windows. That's going to be a solid piece, and so I wanted to do the best I can instead of using a skill saw and doing a squiggly. Hopefully I can get a nice straight piece in there. All right, let's get to work. All right, so the trim that I was painting yesterday is a 4-incher, which is actually less than 4-inch. These are 6 inches, which obviously are probably a little bit less than that, about 5.5. But because they're definitely wider and I'm not in a hurry to use all of them, I'm gonna just do a couple at a time. Gives me a little bit more room for working. And yeah, let's see how this turns out. Definitely easier to paint these than those smaller ones. I don't know why. Just the wider, I can be a little more generous with paint and get it done quicker. Alright, so now I'm going to go over here and attempt to put my first corner siding trim up. Alright guys, I did this first corner, so I didn't film all that right away because I'm still kind of learning a system and what do I want to do. So what I did was I did the 16 gauge nails, obviously with little tiny heads, and I went ahead and painted this again. Yeah, I painted them yesterday, but I just wasn't really happy with it. And this way also I'm filling in the head so you don't see all these little black dots. So that's what I'm doing. I think it's a pretty good plan. I also put a line of caulking behind each one. I think that's more of just going to help it stay glued a little bit better. It's not going to be keeping water out or anything like that, and I don't know that that's very necessary since it's going down. So I'm, for the first time, not going to just caulk everything. I could caulk here, and maybe later on we will. I don't know. We could also paint right there. This is what I did, is I really focused on sealing this with paint so you don't see a line too well. So yeah, I don't know what we'll do there, but I can't go around just sealing everything. I think it should be all right. We'll see. All right, so on this one, there is a pretty decent sized gap here and up there, so I'm going to go ahead and caulk that. I'm revealing that I'm a DIY beginner. A lot of our stuff doesn't come out perfect. I don't know if that's common with regular builders or not, but our walls, I'll be honest with you, aren't all completely perfect. So you just kind of fill in the gaps and do your best. That's all I can do. bit on each one of these. I guess by the time I finish, I might know a little something, but this gap here, there was a little bit of a gap. I don't know if it's because the boards are warped a little bit or what, but I painted it and it wasn't filling in the gap, so I took caulking and put it in there, and then immediately went over it with paint, and that was a mistake. So I learned. Had to clean it all off kind of, and then put some more caulking in there. And since it's kind of low, I thought, well, I'll just caulk it, leave it, let it dry. When I do, after I do the other corners, I'll come back. Hopefully I remember, come back and paint over that. Everything's looking pretty good though. It's a nice finish to everything. Alright, on to the next one. I forgot to tell you what I did with these into the ladder's dirty. All the ladder is dirty. Our property is covered in red dirt, in case I have not told you, and it gets over on everything, as you can see down there. It's one of the drawbacks about this property. I don't know if Polk County, all of Polk County is like this or what, but a lot of it is. Anyway, I wrapped the end of the ladder with clean towels with a bungee cord, and hoping that will keep it from getting dirty. I tried to avoid having to open this up. I tried on that corner. As a result, I didn't get the paint quite to the top, and I didn't get nails quite to the top, which I think is completely fine, but I had to do it over here because this drops down. So I'll probably just use it like that on the other end as well. All right, guys, we got that corner done. We got this corner done. Took these two off that I painted. Put two more on for me to paint. This corner's done. And this corner's done. Now I'm going to start working on doing the fillers between the windows. Okay, guys. Just doing a couple of these that go in between the windows now. And basically it's going to be fairly easy because they're all the same. 73 inches tall on the middles, on the middle parts of the windows. And they're all 5 inches apart. So that makes setting up the saw pretty easy. This is set up now. 1 inch gap. Because these are, well, actually less than a 1 inch gap, about a half inch gap. These are supposed to be 6 inches, which means they're about 5.5. And then I bought 8 footers because they're 73 inches. If they had been 72 inches, I could have did 6 footers. I'm not sure if they have 6 footers, so I might have been stuck with 8 footers anyway. But that is what it is. Like I said, I got to buy 10 of them and save $3 a board, so that's not too bad. Another thing I'm realizing is that I painted this completely, but I'm kind of roughing them up by cutting on them and handling them and then cutting down the side, so I got to repaint it. But that's okay. It kind of gives it a rough coat in the beginning, and then I'll mess it up and then paint it again. There we go. I wish I had that I didn't have to do it with a skill saw on the end, but it is what it is. They're going to be a little bit off. My cuts are never exactly perfectly straight, but they should be close enough. Now this is the cool part. I don't even have to mark this. Just start it up and go. forgot after this first one, I need to put something down there that's about the same height. Then it'll be easier to finish off. So this is the one that I just did. These ones are still drying. This is the one that goes between the window. And then this one will go between the next window. So what I'm doing is I put down the side that is going to go against the house, so I don't have to paint that side again. Because who cares, right? The other thing is I'm painting this again on the front, so I'm wondering if I'm saving time or not, because now I'm going to nail them up there and you're going to see all the holes. I'm going to probably have to paint it again. I just don't want to have to paint it when it's up there, or just go down and just hit the nail spot. Okay guys, I am finishing up for the day on this. So this is the thing. I put this one in. And I put that one in. But the surprise is to me, like, how much caulking it takes. I'm making sure it's completely sealed. There's a small gap there, and I was debating on whether to fill it in. And it did not look great not being completely filled in. And I also feel like this is just going to seal it in better. I put in a nice caulking strip and just getting it all filled in. No water gonna get in there, and just feels finished. So that's what I'm working on. Is I'm gonna do all these center pieces all the way around first, and then I'm probably gonna do the sides and the bottom, and then I'll leave the top piece for last. All right, the reason why I'm kind of winding it up too is I'm almost out of caulking, and I just don't want to get in the position of not having enough to finish out the job. And so I'm going to take this ladder down, take these rags off, and start putting stuff away. I am going to be out here tomorrow. I mean, that's the plan, and I'll tell you why. I have good news as far as helping us move forward. I went by the county office on the way home yesterday and set up a plumbing inspection, rough-in, and the electric rough-in inspection. So on Monday, I have an inspection. So tomorrow, I'm going to put off doing any of this probably, and I'm just going to go through the interior of the house and clean it up as best I can. Take my leaf blower in there and blow everything out and clean it as best I can, pick up all the garbage, and just get everything ready for the inspection and make the place look good. So that'll be that plan. And then Monday is the inspection. Tuesday I have eye inspection. I got to go to the eye doctor, and these glasses, they keep falling off, so I just want to go and check and see if my eyes have gotten any worse before I order another pair of glasses. So I'll be doing that on Tuesday. Wednesday, it's supposed to rain. So maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I'll be out here starting to continue on the trim. Or, yeah, I mean, that would be a good plan to try to get that done. But if we do pass inspection on the electrical and the plumbing on the rough ends, then the next big project is insulation. So I don't know if I want to finish out the trim first, which does not help me get in it earlier, but it finishes that part of the job. Or do I just abandon the whole thing and move on to insulation? I also am waiting to hear back from a well guy that's supposed to tell me about a pump. Haven't heard back from him yet. And I also need to call on septic installation here pretty soon as well. And after that, I'm going to be calling about drywall as well once I get my insulation going. So, got a lot of things going on. All right, let's clean this mess up. Hi guys, about 4:30, wrapping it up. Heading home. Should be back out here tomorrow. So I will see you guys the next time I'm out here.